guys, Mike's Gettin Greasy Garage. We're on the El Crustamino, 69 El Camino. Got to change the intake. We're keeping the Victor Jr. Putting that cast iron intake on from the other video that we cleaned up, sandblasted and painted. Also got some transmission lines to put on, some braided soft lines. So we'll get into that. I don't think anything else is really going to change other than the intake manifold. And the only reason we decided to keep that is, like everything else, prices have gone up, and Victor Jr. Edelbrock intakes are pretty expensive now, so might as well hang on to it and put that stock one on here and maybe use this one on something else in the future. So I'm going to put you guys on time lapse, and I'm going to get this all ripped apart, and I'll bring you guys back when there's something to talk about. So here we go. Alright guys, well, as you can see, I got the distributor out, water's drained, hoses are off. I had to cut this piece of fuel line off. That was obviously not good fuel line. It's split there. And like I said before, when I put this car together, I just used a bunch of junk parts and shit that we had laying around. So I have to find Allen wrenches to take the carburetor off, because that's the screws I used. So I will go get some tools for that and get the carburetor off and get this intake off. Alright, so I got my Harbor Freight T-handles. These are pretty good and pretty strong, but I also put a crescent wrench on them if I really got a reef on them at all. I don't want to snap one off, but they work pretty good. Hopefully this Allen screws are not metric. Looks like they are. Let's try. Oh, we can get them. Wasn't that tight? Who knows, maybe we had a vacuum leak. I did find a burnt plug wire right at the boot that was shorting out. And I did find another one on this front side. It's right behind the header tube that was burnt. So, like 4 plugs in here. We'll probably have to get them little shorty header plugs, the way these header tubes run. These headers, I think, are for first gen Camaro, 67, 69 Camaro, so they're a little tight. No big deal. So, set of them, I think they're Excel that makes them. 4 of those on the tubes that need them to prevent that. So, alright, there's screws out there. I'm kind of, in this video, I'm going to try a little better, a little different format. Cut this hose off, because if you cut it, you can't reuse it. So I do that just to force myself to throw things away sometimes. I can always find a spot. You know, you just need just a little piece of hose. Well, there's our carburator. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to plug the intake in the distributor hole and give her a blow jobby here with the blow gun. That way I don't get any dirt inside. And I'm hoping I don't have to pull the valve covers off, because God knows cheap chrome valve covers, if they're not glued on, they will leak. So off to get more tools. Alright, got that blowed off. I'm hoping, somebody put them on with some muscles. Wonder who that was. I'm hoping that these gaskets don't rip. Because yes, I'm going to reuse them, except for the China walls. If they're the Velcros that I think I put in here, they should be okay. Yeah, somebody's probably going to scream and freak out. How much of a hasher I am. Tell me, please do. Or, you know, what this is, some of the stuff I do, like this, an extreme budget. So, you know, you do what you got to do. I mean, that's, as long as it seals and it doesn't vacuum leak, who really cares? So, I'm going to time lapse all this, and we'll move forward. Alright guys, got all the bolts out. I used a wrench because, well, obviously the center ones you can't get with a socket. My wobbly that I have is too big, and then up around here is too tight with all this shit. So anyway, let's see if oh boy, I did glue this one down. Alright, well, I don't think it's going to pop easy. I don't really want to push on the valve cover, so let me get something better to pry with. Alright, so since I don't want to screw up the gasket, I'm going to try to go right here under the China wall. All the bolts are out. Yep. Yeah, Harbor Freight screwdriver. We'll try this one. There we go. It's making progress now. These are popping in and snapping. Alright. Got it free. Okay, nope. Those aren't Velcros. And they peeled, so looks like gonna have to scrape and do everything else. Wow, I even used blue silicone. I was on a budget on this one, but it didn't leak. So anyway, well guys, there's gonna be part 2 on this one. We'll revisit this, but I'll keep our Victor Jr. intake So anyway, that'll be about it on this one for today. Have to get a set of intake gaskets. Hopefully something cheap, but they're probably $35, $40. I'm gonna look around through the junk around here and see what we got. But if you want to save money, i.e. save that intake, you're gonna have to buy a set of head gaskets, or I mean intake gaskets. So yeah, this is hot rodding. This is what you run into. So it's kind of nice to work on something old like this once in a while. You know, I brought out like 5 wrenches and a screwdriver, and you know, I just happened to need an Allen wrench, but that's unusual. So, you know, I appreciate the LS's and the newer motors for what they are. Things are easier to do on them, but it's kind of nice to get back to my roots. So, alright guys, well, if you would, hit that thumbs up button please. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And all that stuff's free, doesn't cost you a thing. Helps out the channel. So, till the next one, stay greasy, my friends.